Fala aí pessoal, tudo bom? Aqui é o Natanael, essa aqui é a minha esposa Yaponira. O Jobé nos pediu para gravar um vídeo compartilhando um pouquinho da nossa experiência, nossos bastidores com a Universidade Bilíngue e com o método inglês em 8 semanas. Não ficou muito claro se é para falar inglês ou em português, então a gente vai misturar aqui um pouquinho para vocês, tá? Beleza, first of all, I'd like to share with you this behind scenes or story or journey with English. Today we live here in Orlando, Florida. We have a company here. We have American customers. Our company is starting to make sales globally using English. I started recording videos, my class, my content, my video, my online presence with English. But all that started 10 years ago when I decided to give it a shot, give it a try. Maybe this promise about English, unlock your English in 8 weeks, maybe this is true, because I spent my whole life studying English in school, but I'm not able to really talk English, read, speak, write. And then I heard this promise, this program can help me to unlock, and I decided to start. And when I started this process, I remember clearly the first couple of weeks, it's like my brain started to finally understand in English. It's something happening in my brain, something changing in my brain. At some point, I started to realize, hey, this is different here, because for the first time, I can really understand, I can really think in English. And after that, I remember one special day, I have a client, this client asked me, hey, you know how to speak English? And I say, yeah, I can try. Why? Because I have a partner in US, so we have this meeting, and I think it's good for us if you being a part of this meeting, because they this guy have a lot of new strategy for us. And I say, okay, let's go. And I remember I started this meeting, and I started to asking a couple of questions. I started to answer. I understand everything, and my wife started to look at this as, what happened? How does happen? How can when this meeting and understand everything? I started to tell her, well, this program is working, and she's starting to realize, yeah, this is working. Maybe I should try. So she tried. Then what happened?
Then I started learning. For me, it was just what? Because the promise is too strong, and I was like, I can learn this in 8 weeks. But after he started doing his first meeting, we went outside Brazil, and I mean, he was able to understand everything. I was like confused, and I started thinking, okay, he's not that smart than me. I have to try too. And then I started to use the methodology, and then I used the methodology in my life, and I'm still using. So this is the most, for me, is the most important part of this training, is that you keep using forever. And I'm still learning. I'm always learning, you know? And it's fun because when I talk to Americans and they say, oh, but I mean, your English is really good. And I still want to improve. I want to speak perfectly, you know? And it's amazing because now I can do things that I thought I could never do. I mean, I can speak with someone in English and everything. I can understand everything. I can tell them everything. And the craziest part is I'm starting to sing at church. I always wanted to do something at the church, but I didn't know what about my call, what God wants from me. And then God said me, sing. And I was like, okay, but here? And I was so scared because of the English. I mean, I'm not able to understand people talking about music. And God, I am. And then I'll start to sing with that people, and it is amazing. It is amazing. So I have this, you know, it's like a realization. It's something that I'm really proud of me, of doing. So this is it. I mean, you have to give you a shot. You have to try. I have to confess that for me, when I saw him speaking and understand everything, I was like, let me try too. And every time I found someone who don't speak English and say, oh, my dream is speak English, and I say, you can. But if you go to a traditional school, if you do something traditional, it's really hard. I did it before, it didn't work. Of course, now it's easier for me to training my English because I have to speak.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people who are here in US for like 5, 10 years. They don't speak English.
Yeah, this part is important because Gilbert asked me about this. I studied in school, but after that, I never tried learn English in like another program or physical program, different type of schools. And Yapunita tried, and I remember before this program, when we were engaged during the college, I remember a lot of times just like this really big books in English.
It looked like a kid book.
Yeah, it looked like a kid book. A lot of pictures, all that kind of stuff. But it's important for you to understand. First of all, it's like we have two parts here to talk with you about it. The first one, it's about your decision. It's really about you have this decision to, okay, I will do this. Because when you decide to keep the program and go into every step, it's something important to understand is about our brain. You never would be able to really speak English if you try study English, like in conscious way. You need to understand your brain is like a small drip every day, because at some point, just to thinking about speak English with someone, you feel like anxious about it.
Because it translates in your brain.
Yeah, you start to translate in your brain and you become nervous about it, anxious. But with this program, your brain, every single day, starts to understand, hey, this is a part of your life right now. When you wake up, during your day, at the time when you're going to the bed, and your brain starts to understand, oh, this is not so bad. This is not something to hurt us. This is good for us. Yeah. After this part, your brain starts to become more interested about it. And then it becomes so easy. At some point, you just like, but I'm just watching movies. I'm like...
You don't even notice.
You start to learn this. And this part is important. The second one is you need to keep on doing this. Because after 8 weeks, I can assure you, I can guarantee for you, your brain's like unlock the English. But then after that, you keep in like gain more of
going.
So that's it. This is our story with this program. This is our journey. One last thing is important to share with you is when I decided to learn English and unlock my English 10 years ago, I gained like a huge advantage in my market area because I was able to get more acknowledged content, advice, and new programs. Today we live here and we have a company here in our professional life going to the next level because we decided this in the past. Yeah. Yapunita told you about it. There's something we need to deal here. Like you need to go deep in negotiation and so complex. A lot of different things.
Or you have to hire someone.
You have to hire someone.
Or you have to go to the doctor. Or you have to go to the vet with your dogs.
Yeah. Or going investing.
Everything you need.
Buy something new.
You have to go to salon. I mean, basic things that in Brazil you don't thinking about.
Yeah.
But here, you just speak with people. If you have a problem, you have to resolve. You know.
Yeah.
To get a driver's license, I mean, the whole process, you know, you have to talk with a lot of people, you have to understand, you have to read papers.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's different, just you can be able to pass for a different situation, but normal like a tourist. But when you live here and you have a business and need to do a lot of different things, you really need your English like over the top.
And even if you're not here,
if
you want to travel the world,
you
need to speak English. I mean, there's English, so it helps a lot.
Yeah. So
and it's a pleasure when you know that you can do this, you know.
For sure.
It's so nice. I mean, it's like...
You feel more confident. You can say like,
do this.
I'm really smart. you feel
I
like
learned it. I can speak.
I'm smart, I can do
Yeah.
this. And just to finish here, and important to understand this, I know for a lot of you guys now, you're just like afraid of one more training, one more program. But the problem is not the program. The problem is with me. Don't believe this. Everyone can unlock your brain when you decide to. At some point, you start doing the program, the activities, and maybe you just like, oh, this is not working. But the invisible part is in your unconscious mind is working. But you need to do this daily, every single day. We have 2 daughters, and it's almost magic. It's like start speaking English. And for us,
this point.
Yeah, for us as adults, it's really hard, but not so hard when you have this strategy, when you have this program, when you understand how your brain works, and then you can have a technology for do this. We have people living here in the US for more than 10 years, but they don't have the real immersion than we have.
Because they spend their time with Brazilians.
Yes.
And then when they need something, they look for Brazilians who can solve the problem for them.
Yeah.
So they kind of hide for the English. Yeah, I don't speak English, I can learn English, so I have to solve this problem without English. But they struggle to do this. So it's easier when you speak English. Some of them, they just ask the child to help them to translate and everything. But I mean, you totally can learn. If I can, you can. So that's it.
Yeah. So that's it. Jobé, acho que era isso. Deu pra falar um pouquinho da nossa história dos bastidores. Temos aqui a nossa cantora, que ele fala que compartilha o teu vídeo lá cantando e as minhas aulas, dando aulas em inglês. Mas, como a gente falou, há 10 anos eu tomei a decisão de fazer o treinamento. Quando eu comecei, a primeira coisa que mais me ajudou foi porque eu comecei a estudar o conteúdo americano. Quando eu comecei a estudar o conteúdo americano, eu já comecei a fazer as estratégias. Isso já me ajudou a vender muito mais rápido. E quando ela me viu fazendo essa reunião, eu lembro que nós estávamos na praia, e aí eu parei um pouquinho, ela me viu falando, entendendo, ela ficou, peraí. E eu comecei a fazer, ela começou a fazer também o programa. Na época, assim que eu comecei a fazer o programa, eu lembro que assim, uma semana depois eu fiquei, cara, esse negócio não vai dar certo, mas eu vou até o final, só pra ver no que vai dar. Na outra semana, eu lembro a primeira vez assim que eu comecei a sonhar em inglês. No meu sonho eu falava inglês. E aquilo foi realmente incrível. Então hoje a gente sabe como o inglês, ele não foi uma das peças, foi a peça fundamental para que nós pudéssemos ter um sucesso profissional maior e termos vantagens profissionais maiores.
E ter coragem de morar aqui também.
E ter coragem de morar aqui, de fazer tudo que a gente faz, de lidar tudo que a gente lida. Quando ela vai negociar um evento, que ela tem que ir no detalhe da metragem, da entrega, do consumo, de tudo, de todas essas partes. Eu fico assim, ó, uau. Quando a gente tem que falar sobre contabilidade, a parte de financiamentos, negociações, números, taxas, isso e aquilo, é muito complexo. Mas o nosso cérebro está acostumado. Então, pra gente, lógico, como eu falei, destrava a tua mente e depois você continua. Por isso que você tem programas mais avançados, que você vai avançando, mas o mais importante é tempo. Se você falar assim, ó, eu vou passar 8 semanas da minha vida focado nisso aqui, teu cérebro, ele vai absorver aquilo, ele vai ser incrível.
Você vai construir uma foundation, né? Você vai construir a base do negócio. Depois você vai construir seu prédio.
Nunca mais você vai parar.
Nunca mais você vai parar.
Mas
que nem
sempre usando o método.
É, que nem português. Você vai conversar às vezes com uma pessoa e dependendo do nível de português dela, você pode não entender nada.
É verdade. Né? É isso. Beijos. Sucesso. Bye bye.
Bye.
And the book is on the table. Valeu.